Hello, this is Hi Bob Warbob, and let's play some Ultimate General Civil War. Hello, and welcome back. Today we are going to be wrapping up the second part here of Saunders Farm. I'm sorry that I have been on hiatus for so long here. I have been skimping on my duties whenever it comes to producing videos, and you can blame it all on Fiasco and Johnny and Ever Faithful, because I have been playing a whole lots of Hearts of Iron, and I mean, some things in real life have come up as well, but for the most part, it has been self-inflicted. Well, I mean, with the help of others getting me involved in a multiplayer game, we've been having a lot of fun doing that. And yeah, so if you guys want to join the Discord, we can. We always have room for more people, and if we start getting enough people, we might even have enough to actually fill out a full game of Hoy and actually play versus. I'm not a huge fan of playing versus games. It's not really my thing. But if we had, I mean, right now we have 4 people. That's really only enough to have like one side of the battle for the most part. It'd be pretty awesome if we had another 4 people playing. Then we'd really have enough people to really constitute a full Axis versus Allies match. That'd be a lot of fun. So, enough to do about nothing there. Here we are just pushing them in every which way. As you can see, there's nothing really special about this part of the battle for me. I just am doing my best to keep my losses down and obviously get as many kills on them as possible. So here, I guess we still don't move towards that corner yet. That's fine. We got a supply wagon there. We might even get one here, I think. So what I'm doing there is I'm moving to the right position where he'll want to run up instead of running the other way. He might actually be out of ammo there. I didn't even notice that, but it looked almost like he was flashing. Maybe he was trying to retreat off the battlefield. I don't know. Feeling pretty good about this here. Obviously, you want to push in with the guys in the forest before you push in with the guys that are out in the open. But you want to have the guys out there in the open, because if you don't, then you won't actually be able to get the surround on them, and they'll try to break free, obviously. So here, you line up like that, and then you get this guy to hit them from the side before they can rotate around, preferably. Which, that pretty much worked. It wasn't perfect. Oh yeah, and I guess he was not trying to rat off the battlefield, because he would have left the battlefield by now if he was trying to rat off the battlefield. So that's mostly good news for me. All of these guys started routing, so I figured, hey, why not? And it's oftentimes a good thing to not use all of your units in the melee. I know I've said this a bunch of times, but in reality, you're better off whenever you don't send them all in. And the reason for that is kind of twofold in a way. The first reason is because you get so many men in there, they all just get tired, and then nobody's doing any damage. So if you have a second wave that you can send in, then you'll have guys that are fresh, they'll deal damage, and then you can get a second group in. And as long as you're never have 2 guys on 1 guy for you, even if it's like 4 on 2, you still don't get 2 on 1, if that makes sense. Like, the only time you get 2 on 1 is if you literally only have 1 unit and they have 2. Any other set of circumstances, and it's just basically the same statistics as a 1-on-1, as far as I know. Panda, if I'm wrong, obviously leave a comment down below. Anybody who thinks I'm wrong, let me know. But as far as I can tell, as long as you are not outnumbered, as long as you are not literally 2-on-1, there's nothing wrong with being outnumbered 4-2. So as long as you charge in 2 units, they're already routing, the enemy is. So you're going to keep them routing because you've already got them routing. And if they start to recover or something, you could fire into the melee if you have to. There's other options if you have to do something. You would prefer not to, obviously. But there are options. Whereas if you charge all 4 of them in there and you're 4-on-4, you are only 4-on-4. There's nothing you can do at that point. You have thrown all your chips in the basket. You can't fire into the melee. You can't do anything extra at that point. You're already, you've already committed everything you have. So the other half of the reason is because then they don't route out of the pocket that you have set up, because you then have a surrounding force around them, and you can break off your skirmishers, and it looks like there's just way too many units for them to try to get through, so they will just sit there and take it. And that's what you want them to do. You don't want them to try to route out. You want them to be like, oh, there is way too many guys here for me to route out. As you can tell, you get more time than what you need for this, which is good, because obviously I would be in trouble right now if I did not have a little bit more time, because I still have not captured basically anything. So what we're doing is we're moving those guys over to cover the back side, while we have 3 units up in that corner that can move down and cover that area better. And there we're getting our supplies moving. We're trying to get shots from the flanks of the any fortifications that we can, because flanking fortifications is really easy and it leads to them routing rather quickly, which is obviously good for us. Not so good for them, but that's not my problem. My problem is trying to actually, get them to route out so that then we can move forward, because we obviously don't want to get hit from multiple sides or just get into a straight up firefight with a unit in a fortification. It's just a bad idea. It is not pretty getting in a frontal fight with a unit in that kind of cover. That is just too much cover. And they fire fast, and they do a really good job of beating your units up. We did lose a few more. Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing there. So I moved that guy forward to try to bait their shots onto him instead, and it looks like it worked, which I am extremely happy about, because I did not want to take any more damage on those artillery than I absolutely had to. And I don't really want to take damage on that infantry unit if I don't have to either, but I'd rather take damage on it in like 100% cover there than on my artillery at all, because for one thing, your artillery can't get that much cover, and for another, it's artillery. Like, you don't really want to be taking shots with your artillery. Kind of defeats the purpose of artillery. The whole point is for them to shoot other people. So I'm pretty sure that their closest fortification is over there, so I should be able to move forward. We get all of our snipers shooting them there, and that's going really well. We did break that guy out of the fortification, but now we don't have an infantry unit close enough to keep him contained, like, at all. So we're going to have to shift some units over and hopefully can get into a situation where we can cause them to not continue to run that way. Looks like they are no longer running that way. That's good. They're probably like hidden right there. Oh, yep, they are. Not great there, but not a whole lot I can do. Gotta do what you can with what you're given, and we were given a pretty good position there to beat them up while they're gonna have to cross the river back again, so that's gonna work in my favor, obviously. So we are pretty well pushing them in, but nothing like crazy. And we are, they start moving to that fort. Oh man, that was bad. I thought I could keep them from getting into the fort. It did not work out that way. And this is kind of what I mean by you don't want to get in a firefight with somebody in a fort. It's just painful. Like, even there, I felt like I had a side shot on the guy, and he still just completely wrecked my day. So I thought that I would break that guy out pretty fast, and he does not break out of there nearly as fast as I would have liked. So I ended up falling back instead, because it just wasn't worth it. Trying to keep that guy from getting shot from the wrong direction there. And then as soon as I pull back, I realize that he's firing like shots that aren't like solid shots. And I'm like, man, the instant that I decide to pull back is the instant that he finally stops shooting me. That's just how that goes. That's the truth. They're still peppering my guy there. We still can't see him quite. We're getting close to the point where we're going to be able to see him, I think. But we just can't quite see him yet. That guy is in obviously really bad shape. We're going to move that guy forward and have him start shooting at the side of that unit. That unit's kind of in a bad spot, I'm not going to lie. Like, it's not a very good... Oh, this is bad. Okay, there we go. We got him out. It has been a while since I recorded this video, I am not going to lie. And by a while, I mean like, it has been close to a month since I actually recorded this video live. And I got held up on a couple of... I'm still not done with the next major battle. It has just been slow going for me lately. Kind of at a point where it's hard to stay really interested and really engaged in the game because I've put so many hours into it recently that I am starting to feel a little bit of burnout. I don't want to say I'm like really actually burned out or anything. Just there's moments when I'm like, man, I feel like I have put a lot into this game and it is absolutely a blast. And of course, what on earth is wrong with you? I reinstalled Windows and I went with Google Chrome this time. And it has already changed my life. I'm not going to lie. Google Chrome seems to be so much faster. And I wonder if it's just because I'm trying to do stuff in YouTube, and YouTube is Google, and Chrome is Google, and Google made their own stuff better because they can. Like, they made it better for it just by, like, turning it on, basically. Like, making it actually work better. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I was having a huge amount of difficulties just getting things to even work. And like a whole bunch of lag every time I was trying to upload videos, and just a whole lot of problems with that kind of thing. And now I am having, I just started uploading another video and it was like absolutely instant and no problems and just a great experience overall, which was amazing because I was really starting to get a little tired of it. I'm not going to lie. it's really frustrating whenever you have to try that hard just to, get anything done. So you have to leave one of the flags, because if you capture both of them, you win immediately. And obviously, at this point, I'm still not wanting to win immediately. I mean, I don't know if it's obvious, but I don't want to win immediately. So we're going to do our best not to win immediately. They start charging in with their skirmishers. We shatter one, and the other one gets a volley off, but then we end up... Does it shatter? Still did not shatter. Wow, that's amazing. Got to target that artillery over there. It gets hidden again. Skirmishers are charging out again. We move up another infantry unit to help out. Start moving up at the side of this guy. He is going to get a volley off probably on my unit in the open. Just a little bit questionable. I think I might have held him back just in time for him not to get shot at. But I'm not 100% on that, to be honest. That guy needs to rotate probably. But he goes ahead and gets a good volley off, and that gets the guy to flashing. And that's good. So we got that guy flashing now. I don't know if anybody took the shot or what all happened with that guy in the woods. In the fortification up there that now is out of the fortification. It looks like their unit of... I think that's their last unit of artillery is not looking too hot either. And that is really good. We're going to back up that infantry with another unit of infantry so that they don't go through it. Here we do get a unit that routes through our line, which is really annoying because I really feel like I had that pretty well buttoned up. Like there was like 2 or 3 units there. There was definitely 3 full units like on this side of that guy, and yet he went back. It's just how it goes sometimes. There's just nothing you can do sometimes whenever a unit decides it wants to go a certain way, gosh darn golly, it's going to go that way regardless of whether or not it makes sense, whether or not, whatever the reasoning, it's just going to go that way, and there's nothing you can do about it. A lot of the time, as you get used to this kind of thing, you can kind of get used to what's going to happen and make up for it. But here, this is my first time like playing through this to the end, and maybe I could have had one more unit back a little bit further, or different things here and there, but for the most part it's really all you can hope for. We did a really good job of kill to death ratio and all that stuff. I'm not actually going to show much past the end. I think I just show like the end screen, and that's it. Some of the video got messed up a little bit and didn't end up working out. We got all those surrenders like almost instantaneously, right? Like those are all... I think those are all already surrendered. Oh, I'm telling him to walk. That's what it is. And I thought I would let that guy run for a little while, but I don't think he actually gets to run for very long. I think he pretty much immediately surrenders, and I feel like an idiot. Or shatters or something. I don't know. And is it going to end? Well, as you guys can see here, we did pretty good. And I'm going to leave you guys at this. Well, this has been a blast. Hope you guys have had as much fun as I've had. I'll see you again in the next episode. You guys have a good one,